More dudes with chainsaws chainsawing other dudes.
Greetings and welcome to another optional extra Let's Talk, where this week we were talking about whether the Xbox Game Pass and whether it saves Sea of Thieves' overall sales numbers. So I'm Russell, and joining me is Mitchell. Now, Sea of Thieves in general has been getting reception. I think it's been mostly negative with the potential of future positives kind of thing. Where it's like, people are like, it's as a sandbox, it's a good starting point, but there isn't exactly many toys to play with. It's like, there's sand, but there's no shovel or bucket. It's just like, there's stuff to do.
Yeah, not really, but if you want to know more about Sea of Thieves, you can check out my review, which hopefully is out before this video, and this will make no sense.
But in general, you agree with most other people in that it's just, it has potential, but it just feels like a lesser product. It just doesn't have much content to be enjoyed.
It has
over
that
long periods of time.
early access feel that you'd expect from Steam games, but at the same time, it's a decent foundation for what could possibly be added to the game.
And that kind of general critical reception has made me just watch what other people's kind of been saying about it, and made me think, because so many of them have been saying how they felt it was worthwhile because it was either free or they paid $10 with the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
And that to me struck a kind of interesting nerve where it's like, if they hadn't released it under Xbox Game Pass, would people have critically received it a lot worse? Or people would have just gone, not given a chance at all?
It certainly really, really helps Sea of Thieves, because if you talk about Sea of Thieves and it's like, it's full price offering, it's very bare bones and there's not much to it. If you talk about, it's under Game Pass, we didn't really have to pay much for it, it's like $10 a month, or people are using a free trial to get the most out of it, it changes like the people's perception of what a game is and the value it gives you.
Yeah, that's often how I think like so many games get through with microtransactions, because they go, it's free to play, I'm willing to pay them to get these microtransactions, which kind of makes sense to me. But then people go, well, that works for them and they're making heaps of money out of that free-to-play model. Let's apply it to our own games. EA. But that's kind of what's going on in that sector. And I wonder if Xbox is kind of applying that mentality to go, you know what? It doesn't matter that much if we release a game at launch that isn't the best thing in the world. It's more about like what the potential is. And if we entice consumers to pay us $10 a month or whatever it is to get the Xbox Game Pass and continually pay that subscription, that's money in our pocket that potentially wouldn't have been accustomed beforehand.
Times have definitely changed with like what customers are willing to do, whereas Netflix really pushed for like subscribing for a decent amount of content makes sense.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the inherent model is that Game Pass is the Netflix of video games right now. Like, there isn't really any other huge comparison. I mean, EA has their service.
Yeah.
Sony has their cloud one or whatever PS Now. Yeah, it doesn't work because the difference is Game Pass you own. Well, you don't own them, but it's like Netflix. You know, it's as long as it's on their service, you can consume it. And then from this, it kind of makes me think. I'm like, if Xbox knew this, and they must have known this, did they care? Because they just go, you know what? We know people are going to react harshly to Sea of Thieves. We know it's going to happen. Let's just release it out there anyway. Let's just do it now and get some money in our pocket. Like, to me, it kind of feels that way.
It does a bit, because I guess they're kind of going off that early access has been accepted and games evolving. Just to use an example, No Man's Sky, despite the terrible reactions it gets, it did add more stuff, and it's trying to kind of relaunch itself in a different light.
Literally relaunch itself as we speak. Like, it's got the next part.
Yeah, so it's like
No Man's Sky.
Xbox has just jumped on, this is how the future of games works. I mean, without using the early access like banner, which maybe they should have used, but at the same time, launching under Game Pass with no money really tied to it makes it like people are much more happy to do that.
Well, that point literally is what I'm thinking, is like, if I look at Xbox's lineup right now, ignoring what could be announced or revealed at E3, we look at this year as a whole. What have they got? Crackdown 3. Who knows what that game is now?
No.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it's revamped to be some kind of games as a service type system. It's like, you know what? It's bare bones, but we'll add to it. Build more destructible worlds or whatever. Yeah, and then State of Decay 2, which is also very much a game as a service type game, where it's going to be released, it's going to be multiplayer, you play with your friends, enjoy. It's a very much a community-based experience, but we'll add to it. We'll build upon it. We'll make it better. We'll down the line.
It's definitely what Xbox is doing, so I wouldn't be surprised if all the following exclusives from Microsoft follow this kind of like idea that these games are going to evolve, we're going to support them for years, and you're going to keep playing them.
Yeah, and that's the thing where it's like, I think of Game Pass, and initially I'm like, this is, as a consumer level, this is incredibly beneficial because you can pay so little to get these full price games.
Yeah.
But when I started to think about the games they're releasing and then the Sea of Thieves kind of negative reception in general, and I went, are they just going to use it as a way to essentially demo test games and go, you know what, you're only paying like $10 a month, you can demo this game for us. Basically, like, here's Sea of Thieves, you get the initial impressions, get the initial community involved, and then improve upon it, and that kind of
like basically get a loyal fan base early on who are like, we'll put up with the fact it's bare bones because we love the game, and it's like, thank you for playing it, we're going to make this game better for you. So it's like they kind of find their audience that way.
Yeah, and just in general, changes and involvement of the game industry as a whole, like, most games could be like Sea of Thieves in the future, where they do release early, they release for a very minimal cost, but you're not getting the overall experience. That experience will change over year by year. Like, it will become something else. And that's the other thing that had me thinking, which was, how many of these games will be compartmentalized in terms of its costs? So you go, all right, you're getting the Game Pass service, but in that Game Pass service, you're not getting the DLC, and you're not getting any season pass or anything like that.
So it's if a game, if I could use a game in this example, it's Rainbow Six Siege, which on Steam, for example, has like a starter edition. Then it's got the full price game, where the starter edition limits you into a different way. But at the same time, it's really cheap, so it's like more people are going to give it a go. So it's kind of that same logic, and it's working for Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I feel like Microsoft's doing. They go, all right, we can still make money out of people buying the physical copy, so we'll do it right now. But they are definitely getting screwed over in comparison. Like, in this situation, I think you weren't a smart consumer if you bought Sea of Thieves physically. I think that was not a good deal.
You're so stupid!
It's just one of those things where it's like, Microsoft is splitting itself off from what Sony's doing. Like, Sony's just dedicating itself to what it always has been, what console's always been.
Yeah.
And then we've got Microsoft trying to become like a service like Netflix or something, and then Nintendo's like harkening back to like nostalgia, like, but reinventing its franchises.
And doing what it does best.
Our audience who listen to this hopefully enjoyed the video. And let us know if you kind of agree what we were saying. Like, does the Game Pass, is there more to it than what's on face at the moment? Is it they're working out a new future where Game Pass is going to be integral
is it more
to
than
Microsoft's
meets
future?
the eye?
Yeah, exactly. Is there something hidden deeper there that 3 years from now when I go, oh, I didn't see that coming? Or is it just, no, it's just a consumer-friendly product in business.
Yeah.
We all know that happens. And thank you very much for watching our video. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. No shovel or bucket.